and you can just give me the okay when we are good to go. Okay, we are started. Hey, everybody. I am Jordan Splinter. I'm so excited to be on here with you guys tonight and so honored that Claire asked me to hop on and lead this week. I know that today is election day. A lot of you guys are anxiously watching the TV and watching all the stuff happen, so I will not keep you guys too long. I know you want to get back and see what's going on. So I am so excited to just share a little bit of my story with you guys. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a presidential diamond. I've been in the business for 3.5 years. And just a little background for me, I got started in this business after my husband left the Army. And I know, Claire, 3.5 already, it's crazy. My husband left the Army and we started a family and basically went from 2 full-time incomes down to 1. So needless to say, we were hit really hard financially and just weren't really expecting that. For whatever reason, we just didn't really think that through all the way. So we just really got in over our heads in finances and found ourselves at a place where we were behind on so many bills. We couldn't pay our rent. We were having to ask for help to pay our rent, something that I never thought we would have to do. We went from very good officer military pay to being very independent and strong to having to let down a lot of pride and ask for help. And that is not a fun place to be in. So when this opportunity came across my Facebook, I had been in a place where I was just praying for a way to be able to bring in that extra money. I wanted to be able to stay home with my son, who was less than a year old at the time. Now he's 4, almost 5. And I wanted to be able to bring in that money while being with him, not having to put him in daycare. And there just weren't really a lot of things out there that fit my personality. I was super shy. I had no experience doing anything like this, for starters. But basically anything I could find that was like at home was just not up my alley. Has anybody else ever found something like that? Like before you found this business, drop a 1 in the comments if you looked around for other things and it just was like, meh. Like, what are these options? What the heck? I know I'm not the only one. So when I found this, Brittany Hayes is actually my enroller. She's an ambassador diamond, and I watched her change her life. I watched her month after month just make leaps and bounds, and I'm like, what is she doing? And finally, I just felt this nudge that God was like, this is what you've been looking for. This is what you've been praying for. And after ghosting Brittany for like 6 months for products because I couldn't afford them, she finally offered the business opportunity to me, and I was like, how did you know? How did you know I needed this? So I jumped in. I had no idea what I was doing. I was completely ignorance on fire, and I just said, teach me what you know, and I will do whatever you tell me to do. Like, if it worked for you, I know it can work for me, so just teach me everything that you know. And that's exactly what she did, and that is how I started up my business. I had no idea what I was doing. I had never tried the products before. I just knew that something had to change and that we needed money. I knew that there weren't a lot of options out there, and my driving force behind me was so much stronger than any excuse I could think of to why this wouldn't work. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about this topic tonight, because there comes a point in everybody's business, okay, if you are in long enough, there comes a point where you feel like, what do I do now? Or maybe drop a 2 in the comments if you've been in for a while and you felt like, well, like, where's the joy? Where's, like, what is my purpose right now? What am I doing with my business right now? And if you're brand new in the business, trust me, you want to stick around long enough to get to this point, because it's not fun to be in the process, but it's so much fun to overcome it and just kind of shift things and really find like what your purpose is, like who you are and what you're doing. And that is where I found myself at the last few months. I know that 2020 was a crazy year. I know there was a lot of changes from like in everybody's lives happening. And it affected me in a different way. We were already a full-time family. I retired my husband with this business, and we were already home with our kids and all the things. So that wasn't a big shock for us. But what was a big turning point for me was the monotony. My days were so like robotic. Anybody else ever feel like that? Like your days are just like, you wake up, you do the routine, you go to bed, you get up, you do it again. And it's like, what am I doing? And it's not just always in this business. Like that can happen in anything in your life. Being a parent, your 9-to-5 job, your relationships, your marriage, like whatever it may be, there comes a point where a lot of times we get to that place where it's just that robotic movement of what am I doing? And that's where I found myself. And it really kind of shocked me. It like made me take a step back and say like, whoa, how did I get here? How did I get to this place where I'm just doing the posts? I'm just doing the things and not really feeling any joy in my life right now. Like everything around me looks like I should have joy, but inside somewhere I had lost a little fire in there that was giving me purpose throughout the day. I hope you guys don't mind if I'm being a little transparent with you. That's kind of my thing. I like to just share a little bit so you guys can feel comfortable and share with somebody else too. Like take it and go with it. So I had to really stop and think like, who am I? Why am I here? Like, what am I doing? And I encourage you guys to do that too. Ask yourself like, who am I? What is my purpose? Why am I doing this? And ask yourself, am I doing things that are not fulfilling to my soul? Like to my purpose? Like if the things I'm doing day in and day out, whether it's your business or your life or whatever, are they things that are not fulfilling to your soul? Okay, let's take it to business for a second because that's what we're here for, right? Are you doing things in your business? Are you just putting up posts that are not fulfilling to you? Are you just doing them because you feel like you have to put up a post, right? Or you are, and let me just preface this with, when you first get started in your business, I was ignorance on fire. I said, Brittany, show me what to do, and I'm going to do it because I had no clue what I was doing, you guys. So do what your leader is teaching you how to do. Like if they're showing you what to post and teaching you those things, do that. Like go with what they're showing you until you learn how to do it. This is a little bit further down the road when you kind of get to a place where you're on your own 2 feet and now you're wondering like, what am I doing? Am I just like putting up the post? Just to kind of clarify that a little bit in case there's anybody on here that's like super brand new. But I heard an interview the other day with Marwa. She is the number 2 income earner in the company. I think that's right, 2 or 3. I'm pretty sure she's 2. And she said something that really stood out to me. And she was talking about when she first got started in her business, how she was posting and doing things that were like what other people were doing. And she found herself at a place where she was like, why am I not getting anywhere? Why am I not like moving forward like I want to be and not going as fast as I want to go? And she had this moment of clarity where she was like, I'm not being me. I'm not doing what's authentic to me. And she took a step back and she switched things around to make it to where it was fulfilling to her soul. And it was her, like it was her flowing out of her post. And her business took off, you guys. It skyrocketed because she was feeling joy and she was letting herself, she was letting like her true self come out through her posts, which is what we all want to do, right? And that just stood out to me so much. I was like, oh my gosh, like how many times are we doing that where we're just putting up the things, we're putting up the stories and putting up the posts, but where's like the emotion in it? Where's the joy and the feeling, you know, in it? And if it's not there, I mean, that's basically, it's an assault on our identity is really what it is. We're suppressing down like who we are, what makes us unique, and we are trying to be somebody else. And that is not going to get you guys very far. That's going to get you to a place where you don't feel joy in your business. And it's going to get you to a place in your relationships where you don't feel joy there either if you're not being true to who you are and letting the things that you love drive you in what you do every day and what you say. Is this making sense to everybody? Just go ahead and drop a 3 if it is. Let's make sure we're on the same page here. So it's really just getting that clarity of your purpose. And I know a lot of times we're like, well, I don't know my purpose. Like, how do I figure that out? Like, what do we do? Well, first things first is when we know and find our identity and who we are in God and like who He created us to be, that's the first step right there, you guys. Because when we understand that, when we have that assurance on the inside that we know He created us so uniquely perfect, that is going to overflow onto the outside. And that is like the best place to start, you guys, because when you know who you are on the inside, it flows onto the outside. And then another way past that to find like who you are and like what you love and what your purpose is and your identity. That could look like taking the personality test that we have in the team pages and finding out, what is it that makes me tick? What do I love? What do I not love? Why do I act this way? Why do I not act this way? Or why don't I mesh well with this person or that person? I love the color personality test because it helped me understand a lot of things about my personality and other people's. So that is a great place to start. And then also writing down your pillars. So if you guys don't know what pillars are, that is what we refer to as the 5 things that you love the most. Okay, so that could be your family, your faith, your coffee, your music, your dog, or whatever it may be. When you sit down and you pinpoint those things, that really helps you narrow down the things that you love the most. And when we can sprinkle those things in, that's when we see that joy coming out. We're truly understanding who we are, and that when you are able to pinpoint that and pinpoint those strengths and tap into them, guys, things shift. Your posts shift, the way you feel shifts, and the way that you go about your business and your everyday life completely shifts. So if I'm over here posting about, I personally don't love country music. Okay, well, that was the first thing that popped in my head. I love gangster rap music. That is me to my core. If anybody on here knows me in real life, or if you've watched my reels or TikToks, that's just my personality. That's just what I like. My first crush was Nelly. I mean, it's whatevs, it's fine. So you're not gonna see me over here. Like if you see me posting about country music, you're gonna know, like, did somebody hack Jordan's Facebook account? Like, is this Jordan? Okay, I'm not saying things wrong with country music, just saying. Okay, Karen, let's just put that aside. I'm not saying country music is bad. If that's you, you do it, girl. Like, you post about what you love, but I'm just giving that example. So if I know that I love this thing, I'm not going to be posting about this thing over here. Is that making sense, y'all? Anybody? Okay. So pinpointing those things. For me personally, things that I love are positivity. And these are things I look for when I'm scrolling my Facebook and my Instagram. The things like, think about what pops out to you, what you love to see on your social media, okay? So for me, it's going to be positivity. It's going to be things that are funny. It's going to be transparency. I love to hear people sharing their heart and sharing hope with other people. And recently I have figured out that I love reels. And reels that make me laugh. Transparency reels, and then reels that make me laugh. And what I love about that, you guys, is that has helped me come out of this weird headspace of, where's my joy? Like, where's the joy in my business? Like, why do I feel dead on the inside when I'm doing the things every day? And it was pinpointing, man, there's not enough laughter in my life. There's not enough, like, joy and positivity. I'm not looking for those things. And once I pinpointed that and started looking for them, you guys, like, I find myself laughing more and smiling more and just feeling better from the inside out now that I have, like, accepted those things and realized them and move forward with them. So I can assume if you were to go and look at my Facebook page and my Instagram, there would be a big shift subconsciously in my post from 3 to 4 months ago to what I'm posting about now. Where, 3 to 4 months ago may have been like 5 posts a day of a post that I'm like, how do I say this? Like, robotically putting up, like, I love my coffee, da, 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 right? Whereas now you may see me talking about, like, man, I feel good with my coffee. These kids are crazy. Like, I gotta run around and catch these kids, and, like, I'm feeling good from the inside. It's like a shift that, like, happens in your post. So hopefully that's making sense to you guys. And another thing that I heard the other day on a podcast I was listening to that really stood out to me, they said, your personality is always connected with your purpose. And that really made me stop and think for a second. Like, what is my purpose? What is my vision right now? Like, what do I love? And they went on to talking about your passions, like how to find out, like, what your passion is and how. I wrote these down because they were so interesting to me. They talked about 3 different types of passions. One is a personal passion, which is like a hobby. Like, what are your hobbies that you like to do? The next one was a general passion, and that's something that like you're not called to. It's not your calling in life. Maybe it could be, you know, whenever you see those commercials on TV that make you feel like super sad of the animals that are not being treated well, and it's super sad, and you're like, oh my gosh, those poor animals, I just want to like pay and support them and adopt an animal and just send them money and take care of them, right? Like that's like a general passion that you're like, oh, it's like, oh, it just like warms my heart. And then you sponsor a dog and then you go on the next day and don't even think about it anymore. Okay. That's like a general type passion. Like you do something about it and then you kind of forget about it. It kind of like dies off. And then there's your genuine passion. And that's what we really want to tap into. And your genuine passions are something that if you don't do something about it in your lifetime, you will forever regret it. Okay. So take a second to think like what that might be for you. They mentioned that usually it stems from something that we've walked through. So just to share something a little personal with you guys, a genuine passion for me and my family is marriages and hope. Okay. So when they said that it usually stems from something that you've walked through, I'm like, man, that's so true. Like I mean, I guess I've thought about it before, but maybe I just needed that re-kick in the brain of like, oh yeah, this is why you're so passionate about it, was that my husband and I almost walked through a divorce. We went through a really, really rough time that completely shaped our life. It completely shaped everything from there on out. Like our kids should not be here today. And by the grace of God and restoration, everything was changed. And now that is our passion, is to help other people and help marriages and help give hope to other people. Okay. So I was immediately able to see like, that is my genuine passion, is helping other people. Like obviously our products can't help people's marriages. Maybe they can, helping them get healthy together. But really that underlying theme there is helping other people. So just take a second to think about like what your genuine passion is and how you can use that in your business and in your posts to really reach your people, because you guys, the world needs your gift. They need your genuine passion because you are the only you. There's nobody else like you. Somebody can try to pretend to be like you. We can try to pretend to be, you know, the top 3 income earners. We can try to pretend to be our enroller or whoever it may be, but we're only ourselves. And you have such a unique gift and such a unique voice that the world needs you to share. So when you can tap into that genuine passion and share those things on your social media and drip them into your business post, like let that be the hope that you give to other people. Drip it into your product post if you can. Like think about different ways to be able to do that, because the world needs to hear that. Because if we keep that in us and we don't share it, that is just silencing that hope that somebody else needs, or it's silencing that word that maybe somebody needs. Maybe they're having a really bad day and they needed to hear your story. They needed to hear your post. And guys, that is what helps your business come alive. When you are able to take those steps out of like the first, you know, baby steps of your business, or the first year or 2 years or whatever it is in your business, and open your eyes and see like, okay, now it's time for me. Like I haven't been walking in my passion and my purpose and my business. Now it's time for me to step into that and really truly be who I am and really show my voice and show my passion to other people and help other people. So the last things that I want to leave you guys with is just a few things that will really keep you from coming alive in your business and from accomplishing the dreams that you have, are comparison, perfection, and procrastination. Don't let those 3 things kill your spirit. Don't let them kill your story. Don't let them put out your fire. Don't compare yourself to somebody else in the business who started when you did. Or definitely don't let yourself compare yourself to somebody else in the business who's been in for, 3 years longer than you, or whatever it may be. Like stay in your path, stay in your lane, and doesn't have to be perfect. Done is better than perfect, right? And don't procrastinate. Don't think about it too much, be who you are, find out what makes you tick, think about what brings you joy in your life, what brings you joy when you're scrolling your social media. Write those things down. Maybe, I mean, that's what I had to do. I had to really sit and think about it. Like, what does bring me joy? Like, what do I like to see on my newsfeed? And then you be that person for your network. And then the cool thing is that we get to attract what we want. So if you're somebody who wants to put positivity out on your social media, but you have a whole network full of negative people, they got to go, boo. They got to go. Unfollow. It's fine. You can still wave in person. You get to decide what comes through your social media newsfeed, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever it is. You get to decide that. And when you pinpoint those things, that's what you attract. When you're posting about it, that's what you attract. So remember that. Remember you can unfollow. Remember you get to share who you are. Pinpoint the things. Find out what brings you joy and just do it. Be you. Be your unique, cute, happy, joyful, wonderful, unique self. And just watch how your business changes, you guys. Watch how it comes alive. And you really get to see your business boom because you are operating in your best self. So I hope that was so helpful for you guys. I hope that I can help at least one person avoid some of the same roadblocks that I've hit in my 3.5 years in the business. If I can help you completely miss that road bump, that is having to find yourself stalled out because you don't know who you are, then that just makes my whole day. Then this whole thing was worth it if that helps one person be able to do that. So let me just check the chat and make sure I haven't missed any questions. I can't read them while I'm like talking because squirrel, right? Okay. Gangster rap coming out. Yes, it is. Okay, I don't think there's any questions in here. So I hope that you guys have an awesome night. Thank you so much for hopping on, and I will see you guys later. Bye.